Yes, this is chapter 2, and the chapter is about complete randomized design, which is the CRD. Last week I told you about the 3 principles of experimental design. Can someone remind me about those 3 principles of experimental design? I said we have 3 principles of experimental design. Can someone remind me the 3? I just want to check
randomization, replication,
and
blocking.
So, thank you very much. The first sentence there is addressing some of those principles. It was saying complete randomized design is a single experiment with no restrictions when coming to randomization. Let's understand that part. It's a single experiment with no restrictions when coming to randomization. Which means last week when I gave an example of 3 teaching methods, I said if we want to divide you into those 3 groups, how are we going to do it? I said I promised you that I will repeat this. What do we mean by that? Allow me to open a whiteboard and explain. I said we'll have, let me remove this. I said last week we'll have a jar full of names of students, and then we have another jar with what? The 3 methods. Assuming that our experiment is balanced, let's say now we're in a class with only 15 students. It means we'll have how many names here? We'll have 15 names. We'll have 15 names. Let's categorize them as A, B, C, D, E, F, up to what? Up to number 15. 15 is what? Is it K, L, M, N, O? Up to what? Up to O. These are the names of the 15 students. Here, we'll have method 1. Method 1 will be here. Method 1 will appear how many times? Will appear 5 times, because I'm saying, assuming that this is what? This is a balanced problem. And then same applies to method 3. Method 3 should appear how many times? Should appear also 5 times. Method 3. Assuming that where we try to put this method, or let's say it's a black plastic where you cannot see what is inside. So what we'll do, when you want to select the name of the student, we have to do what? We have to randomly select the name. Randomly select the name of the student from this jar, assuming that the name that we select is Fanny, which is represented by F, where Fanny from this side will move to the other jar now. We randomize, we shuffle. Let's say we come up with method 3. So it means Fanny will be assigned to what? Fanny will be assigned to method 3. We go back to the jar which is full of names. We shuffle. Let's say we come up with B. We go to the other what? To the other jar. We check Betty will be assigned to which method. We apply what? A randomization. So if we can check, there are no restrictions that we created. For example, some of the restrictions might be maybe let's split these students based on what? On their gender. You see, what we're doing now, we are making some restrictions before we do the selection. You see, because if I say now, no, before we can come up with these 15 names, let's first split them based on what? Based on the gender, so that we can have a balanced gender. By doing so, we're doing what? We're controlling the randomization part. But the chapter that we're going to deal with now, we don't have what? Restrictions when coming to randomization. That is the meaning of that term when we say randomization. Someone's mic is on. Matlakala, your mic is on, unless you want to say something. Thank you, Matlakala. So that's why I was saying this is a single experiment with no restriction. What do we mean by single experiment? Is because our focus is on the treatment. Sometimes we call it one factor design. Sometimes we call it one factor design because we only have what? The treatment. We have to focus only on the treatment. There will be a part where you will also focusing on the blocks. That part you will cover it when you are with Mr. Delbo. So it means there, now we have to focus on what? On the treatments and again on the blocks. But this section that we are going to deal with now, it has nothing to do with the blocking. We don't control our experiment. So complete randomization ensures that every unit has an equal chance to be assigned to any treatment. For example, the example that we're doing now, this one say complete randomization ensures that every unit has an equal chance to be assigned to any one of the treatments. Our treatment in this case is what? Our treatment in this case is our treatment in this case is the three methods. Our treatments are the three methods. So any student from from A to O has an equal chance to be assigned to any method. There is no way that you can complain that I was not given a chance to fall under method 1. That is why I'm assigned to method 3. But when we're shuffling, all the methods are there. So there's no way that you can complain in a later stage and say, I'm selected under this method because I didn't have chance to be in the other two methods. So, what's happening now with my notes? My notes disappeared. I don't know what's happening. My laptop today is surprising me. I'm trying to bring back the I'm trying to bring back the our notes here. Let me do like this. Let me know if you are able to see the screen. Are you able to see the notes? Can I please can someone use the mic, please? I cannot see what you're writing.
No,
No,
there's
sir.
nothing, sir.
It's nothing. Let me oh, I think no. Allah. What about now?
We can see.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we have some advantages and disadvantages of CRD. So I will focus much on the advantages, which are not part of this document. But it's very, very important for one to understand the advantages and the disadvantages. So the advantages are from the study guide. That means now I must open the study guide because we have to go through those advantages. So allow me to open the study guide now. So those who are having the study guide, please open the study guide. My laptop today is Mr. Manga. Well, let me choose a different person. Mr. Manga was abused in the first semester. Let me look for a different person here. I'm looking for a timekeeper. Ramaila Musibudi. Musibudi,
Sir. Yes.
you are my timekeeper. Did you hear me?
Okay.
You are my timekeeper.
Yes,
When
sir.
it's after 45 minutes, we go to a smoking break. That 10 minutes, then we come back. So you are responsible for that. Can you hear me, Musibu? Can we see the study guide now?
Yes.
Okay. So you must also visit this study guide. It's very, very important. So let's check the disadvantages and the advantages. Let's go with the first one. The design can be used with any number of treatments if the resources are permitting. So there's no limitation when coming to the number of treatments you can have when dealing with the CRD. It says as long as you have enough resources, you can have any number of treatments. There is no restriction that whenever you're using CRD, strictly 5 treatments or less. It says there's no restrictions when coming to what? To the number of treatments. So some of these things, guys, there's no need for you to go to the test with a weapon. You write this thing in a small in a piece of paper so that when you get there, you will just copy. This needs someone who only the understanding. Let's go to number 2. The number of experimental units can vary from treatment to treatment without complicating the experiment. Are you saying something? Are you saying? Oh, okay. Thank you. They were responding to. You can still see the study guide, right? Guys, thank you. Let's go to the second one. The number of experimental units in our case is the replications can differ from treatment to treatment. So it's possible that you can have an experiment when you check under each and every treatment, you don't have equal replications. According to the advantage here, says what? The number of experimental units can be varied from treatment to treatment without complicating what? The analysis. The third one, the ANOVA is easy even when you have what? When you have missing observations by accident or by design. So even if your problem is not balanced, you won't have any problem when you are trying to construct an ANOVA table. These are the 3 advantages of CRD. If you can check these advantages, they're not complicated at all. They're not complicated at all. So the disadvantages, they will follow, but please go through these disadvantages that are here. So you can go through those disadvantages that are there for you. Allow me to continue with my, I was not supposed to close that one. Yes. Ronald.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my brother.
The 2 terms, I mean, experimental, what's the difference between experimental unit and response variable? Those terms are confusing me, sir.
Response variable is your Y. Were you doing simple regression in the first semester?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, like for example, you see the example that we're dealing with now.
Yes.
The one of teaching methods. Where are we going to apply these teaching methods? Where are we going to apply these teaching methods to where? To the students, right?
Yes.
Our students becomes our experimental units.
Okay, now I understand. I
You
thought,
understand? Let's go and check the definition. It says, let me go to the study guide again. I think the study guide is having all the answers that we are looking for. Let me go to, guys, the main point is not to rush to finish the notes. It's for you to understand. So I will appreciate if even the other guys can do what Nkadimeng is doing. If you don't understand something, please stop me, ask the question. Don't wait for me to finish everything and then you start asking questions. If you don't understand something, please ask. If it needs me to go back to the drawing board and check, I can say no, that one, I will give you the answer for that question maybe the following session. It's not a problem, but feel free, ask whenever you don't understand something, please ask. I wanted to go back to the definition of, I think it's here, the first, oh, sorry. the first chapter. Yeah, this one. I think we can get that definition. Can you see it, my brother? Leadership Academy. Definition 1.1.2.
Yes, I can see it, sir.
It says what? Experimental unit is the smallest experimental material upon, in this case, is you guys, the students, upon which the treatment is applied. Our treatment based on that example here, methods. Our treatments there is the 3 teaching methods. So for us to achieve what our task, we need the experimental units to do that, which is what in this case is the students. The students become what for our what for our experiments to be possible. We need the students to do what, to go and write what, maybe an assessment or a test, so that we can check which method is better than the other method. I will just minimize this one in case you want me to go back to the study guide. So I also indicated the what, the notation. Yes, the notation.
Sir,
Yes. Who's talking?
it's Manga.
Oh, Nkadi, the hand is still out. Yes, Manga.
Okay, am I allowed to define an experiment as treatment or experimental unit used?
I said the simplest definition of an experiment is while testing. Are you referring to experiment or experimental design? Be careful, Mr. Immediately.
Experiment. Am I allowed to define an experiment as a treatment or experimental unit used?
But a lot of things which are missing there. If you are saying an experiment is a treatment, immediately you say an experiment is a treatment. It is wrong. It's like saying, let's go back to a simple definition. It's like saying a variable is a data, isn't it? It's not correct. Variable is not data. Even if when you continue defining, it becomes correct, but in the first part already is wrong when you say variable is data. Because, for example, let me delete this. Let's say we have this information, age of the students 20, 21, 16, 12. A variable in this case, variable is what? Is the age. Variable is the age. What is within that age is what? This is what? This is the data. So what Smanga is saying is like saying a variable is the data, blah, 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 blah. It becomes wrong. So we just have to go back to the definitions, Mr. Smanga, and understand each and every definition. So we can have enough time, even during break, we can talk about that one. During break, we'll be breaking for 10 minutes. You can remain behind so that we talk about your new definition. So, can you see what is projected now?
No.
Yo, what's wrong with my laptop today? Hey, you'll forgive me, guys. Today I don't know what's happening with this laptop of mine. Thank you. Let me try to share. Oh, it's coming now. And now you have these notes. Now I uploaded this information so that usually if I promise that I will upload, I take time to do that. So this time I decided to upload the notes before the class. So let's check. This is just the layout of CRD. We spoke about this last week. Don't memorize the layout. Whatever formula you see after this table here is based on how the layout looks like. For example, if you can check the treatments, when you want to find the sum of the first treatment, you will get the information from the row. It's row wise, isn't it? If you want to find the sum of the first treatment, you will add the information of the replications row wise. If you want to find the sum of the treatments, you will add y11 plus y12 plus y13 up to y1r. You will find what? The total. And the mean is related to what the leader asked at the beginning of the lecture. How do we find the mean of each treatment? If you want to find the mean for the first treatment, you just add whatever is inside is what in line with that treatment, and you divide by the number of replications. Why I'm saying by dividing by the number of, because sometimes you'll be given a problem which is not balanced. If you want to find the grand mean, so the notation is here, guys. The notation is here. Yij is the j's response to the I treatment. I in this case it goes with the treatment because it's row wise. If the information was presented in this layout, is the opposite, right? If you can check this one now, is the opposite of that one that you saw. Now the treatments are in what? Column wise. So you cannot say Yij where J is the response to the I treatments. Because now for this layout, J is the one which is going with the treatment, isn't it? Not I. So be careful when you are given the layout, but you will also see it when coming to the tutorials. From my tutorials there, I made sure that one of the questions go with this layout. The other question goes with the second layout. So here it is. My brother asked the question about how do you find the mean of the treatment. Here is the formula here. Yi dot bar equal to 1 over r divided by yi dot. And then when you want to find the n, is t multiplied by r, the number of treatments multiplied by the number of replications. This is only applicable provided the problem is balanced. If the problem is not balanced, you cannot say t multiplied by r. I indicated that our problem is a single factor because we're focusing on what? Only on the treatments. So we're expecting to have a what? A one-way ANOVA. Why ANOVA? One-way ANOVA, it means we're focusing only on the treatments. If we change this to two-way ANOVA, if we change this to 2, it means even this one is not going to be what? It's not going to be a single factor. It will be a what? Two-factor design. And also the design will change to what? Will change to complete block. Immediately we bring the block here. Immediately we bring the block, it will change the single to what? To two-factor. It will also change the what? The ANOVA table to be two-way ANOVA. But for chapter 2, we're having what? Single factor, one-way ANOVA. So we're only going to assess what? The treatments. Are the three methods, are we having a difference between the three methods? That is our focus. So the model related to one-way ANOVA is this method. The model related to one-way ANOVA, here is the model. Here is the model. So how these variables are defined is there in your study guide. Mu, this is the population mean. The population mean. The tau I is the effect of the ith treatment. So if you can check here, our only focus is on what? It's on the treatment. This model will keep on changing. When we go to the next chapter, the model will change. So now, because our focus is only on the treatment, this is the model. EIJ, these are the errors which we expect them to be normally distributed around the mean of 0, and sigma squared. You remember this from, you know this from first semester. So the notation now of our formulas, the notation that will be used to do some, remember I said for us to do an experiment, we need an ANOVA. So for us to fit the ANOVA table for CRD, and assuming that it is balanced, these are the formulas that will be needed. These are the three formulas that will be needed. So maybe, can you please write them down? Because we're moving to an example now. We'll be doing an example now. Can you please write these formulas down? While you are copying these formulas, can someone maybe remind us what is the meaning of y dot dot? Can someone remind from the first formula there? It says summation of yij minus y dot dot. What is the meaning of that y dot dot? Now we're going back to the notation.
Total.
It's the sum.
The total of
overall
the
summation.
Thank you very much. It's the overall summation. But when you go to the second one, and now when you see SSTO, it means is the what? Sum of squares of total. Remember first semester we're saying SST is for what? Sum of squares of what? Total, isn't it? But now SST is for what? SST is for the treatments. When you see SST, we're referring to the treatments. Sometimes there's some other textbooks, they will say what? SS. Textbook, sometimes we find that saying SS, and then this one will be, it will depend which book we are using. Sometimes it will be written like this. And then for SS total, instead of SSTO, if you check some textbooks, they will say what? You find that it will be written in what? So you must know, you must be careful when coming to what? To the notation. So sometimes instead of writing it as SSTO, some textbooks they write it as what? SS tol. And for treatment, it will say SS treat. So you must get used to what? To the notation. T, as we have discussed, T is for the treatment, R is for the replications. T again is clear. To find the what? To find the sum of squares of errors, you'll use this formula, SS total minus SS treatment. This formula is the difference between the degrees of freedom of total minus the degrees of freedom of what? Of the treatments, like the way we've been doing in the first semester. So, yeah, the hypothesis that we'll be testing will be having, there will be a case where we'll be dealing with the fixed effect models and random effect models. If you check from the notes that I have uploaded, the part 1 is about fixed effect models. The second part there, which is written chapter 2, part 2, is about random effect models. And the last one is about the residual analysis. It's going to what? To answer all the part which is here. Remember errors? We have to check if our model is fine. The tau I now will be focusing on what? On the treatment means. So whatever we're going to discuss today is based on what? Assessing the means, the treatment means. So your hypothesis, your null hypothesis, you are going to write it in this format, which means that there is no difference between what our treatment means. If I use that example, I will say there is no difference between the 3 teaching methods. So if you are you have to advise the university, you can, if you do your analysis and at the end you agree with the null hypothesis that there's no difference between the 3 methods, you'll be saying what? They can use any of the 3 methods. But the alternative hypothesis, if you agree with the alternative hypothesis, it means you are simply saying these methods are not, some of these methods are not the same. Maybe method A is better than method B. So now you can advise the university that if you want your students to perform, it means perform well, use this method instead of this method. Or you can say, no, venue-based is better than the online teaching. That's what, that's the feeling of Mr. Manyama. He says online is not working. I prefer what? Face-to-face. So we can test that claim of Mr. Manyama, saying what he's saying, this online teaching is used a certain term there, is robbing their career or something. So it means he's not happy with online teaching. He preferred the face-to-face, the venue-based teaching than the online teaching. So that is what is a claim which need to be, we have to study that claim and check if indeed it's true that online you are failing because of online teaching. So sometimes you can write the hypothesis using that format, still fine, just the notation. So I have an example here. I asked you guys to copy these formulas. Please, for those who didn't copy, because I want us to do this example. Please copy them. Yes. Maganama.
It's Magama.
You are seconding your class rep that this online teaching is failing you guys.
I actually want to ask a question.
Yes.
Can you a little bit down?
Out.
Down, yes.
Ramani, you have powers to open your mic when it's time to inform the members of the break. Down where, my brother? Again? I should go down again.
Yeah, where there's the hypothesis,
Hypothesis.
the null, and yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we can choose between that one with news and T looking
Yes,
simple.
yes. Yes. You can choose. Still fine.
Oh, okay, thanks.
But the mostly used one is the first one. The one that is used mostly is the first one, because you are simply saying the mean of the first method is not the same as the mean of the second method, but it's the same. Even if we go to the second one, there will be a part where we'll be discussing those tau i's. I will show you how it works.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, Msibudi, can we hear your voice?
Say,
Yes.
yeah, it's break time.
I wanted you to tell the members, what time are we coming back?
5 minutes to 2.
5 minutes to 2. So, those who don't have a scarf team, you'll be, guys, even from high school, when it's break, not everyone will have a thing in it. So those who don't feel to go for break, this is the example that we'll be doing. You read the Shokani, you read the given problem, identify
Sir,
what is the treatment. Yes.
can you please go up? I'm still copying the formulas.
Oh, so this is the question that we'll be doing. So it's break, guys. I won't say anything until 5-2. I'll wait for 5-2. You said you want the formula partner.
Yes.
So I will advise you for future, because you have this from your Blackboard. Are you aware that you have this information from Blackboard? I uploaded the note yesterday. When you're done leadership, let me know so that I can go back to the question. I'm still copying.
Yeah, I'm done, sir.
The other ones will do them together. Okay, it's fine, my brother. Let me just go to the question, so that when it's time to work, you can work. Uh, this is the question that we'll be doing. It's fine. It's break time. And sorry for that, leader. Sorry, don't really need the. Msibudi?
Yeah, break is over now.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Smanga, even though you didn't respect our break. Can I respond to Ngwaku Franz Bushuma? The reason for the break is for your mind to adjust. I have a feeling that if we just talk for 1 hour, 30 minutes, I know for the last 30 minutes, I'll be just talking alone. So resting is very, very important. A human mind is designed in such a way that if you just like, you can check your class, even what do you call this? Your timetable is divided into what? 45 minutes. It's very, very important. So a break is very, very important. You will see it as we continue, my brother. A break is very, very important. That stretching, you see, you manage to stretch Nyang, is very, very important. Now I can simply say you are fresh. So let's continue. Mr. Smanga indicated that our treatment is the programs there, the 3-word processing programs. I agree. And the experimental units is the 24 secretaries. I agree. But now, please, let's solve the problems. I gave you some questions there that you have to do. The first one, it says compute the treatment means and the grand mean. Let's do that. Let's do that. You write under charts. Right under charts, your answer, you just say program 1 or P1, the mean is this. P2, the mean is this. P3, the mean is this. And the overall mean is what? The grand mean. Please do that. You don't need a lot of time to do this, guys. For those who are joining us this semester, they were not with us in the first semester. Which means if you are lazy to do the problem yourself, you'll have a serious problem. Whenever I ask you to do something, you have to do it. Otherwise, you won't have notes. Otherwise, you won't have notes. Someone is saying 13.75, and I'm not sure if it's a mistake, but majority they're saying mean for the first treatment is 15.75. Write it down. Even give me the sum, also the sum, please. The sum, because we'll need the sum as we continue. Please write it down. We'll need the mean and the sum. The mean and the sum. The overall mean is 16. So let's write it down. P1, I'm told that P1, grand mean, someone is saying 2. Okay, thank you. Sum of P1, I'm told this. Sum of P1, I'm told is 126. Sum of P2, I'm told is P2. Why the sum of the P2? 117. And sum of P3, because we'll need this information. I'm told it's 141. So we'll need this information. So judging based on the means, do you suspect that we'll have the difference between the treatment means? Yes, Manga.
So we'll have to test it through the ANOVA, because the sample mean does not tell us the significant. To see the significant, we have to see through the ANOVA. So my question is on the, you said the overall mean is 16, but if we can add the 3 means, since we're having equal treatment, then I divide by 3, I get 16.66. It's not actually 16 exactly. I think the overall mean is 16.66 because since the treatments have equal number of individuals, I'm allowed to add the sum of the 3 means,
Yeah.
then I divide by 3.
What is the 141 plus 1?
Yeah, I add the 3 means, then I divide by 3. I can get the overall mean that way because they grouped equally.
Let's do it together. 141 plus 126 plus 117, isn't it? The sum of the 3 treatments. 117, 126, 141, isn't it? This is 4. 8. Are you having 384? What is the grand total? The grand total, please. When you divide by 3, what are you getting? You're getting 16.
16.
Say,
Wait, my brother. Pumulo, when you say 384 divided by 3, you are getting what? It's fine. Now, sorry, divide this by, sorry, I get the thing. How many numbers do we have? 384 divided by 24. This is the mean, right? 384 divided by 24, what are you getting?
Sir,
16. Yes.
even if you can take the mean of the treatments, ne, separately
Yes.
and add them and divide by 3, the answer is 16. What this manga is saying, I don't know. Maybe this
Yes,
calculation.
that's why I'm saying that's what I'm saying let's do it together. We agree that when we say 384 divided by 24, we're getting 16. Let's go to the means now. Remember, if you round off some of the values, you may have issues. So maybe if you have decimals, write we have your answers in a fraction form so that we don't differ here. So, Mr. Smanga, Mr. Manyama is saying if you even if you take the means the what the means for each treatment, when you divide by 3, you will also get 16. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Smanga, I assume you're not the only one, but I'm happy you managed to notice your mistake. So now let's move. Let's move, guys. We have that data set there. Let's find SS treatment. Let's start with SS treatment, which is given by yi dot divided by r, because we can simply say r because the problem is balanced, right? Minus y dot square, all squared, divided by t multiplied by r. Let's find the summary now. Yes, Rasibuta. How well?
Sir,
Yes.
eish,
Karuna le
can you hear
mathata
me,
no
sir?
thoma luri ish. No thoma luri ish. Yes, I'm listening. My brother. I don't know what's happening with the mic of Hawelo. So what is our T? Let's do this thing together. What is our T? Ronewa?
So why are we dividing? So why are we dividing by 3?
You divide by 3 because if you want to find the mean, what is the mean of means? How many means did you add? Grand mean, my brother, is mean of means. How many programs do you have, Mudau? How many means do you have?
3, sir.
3. So if you want to find the means of means, how are you going to do it?
You just add all of them.
How many? You're adding how many means?
You're adding 3 means. Yeah,
That's why dividing by 3.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So what is our T? What is our T? Someone said 3. What is our R? T is equal to 3. R is equal to, what is our R? R, I'm told, is 8. Someone said 98. What is our Y dot dot? What is our Y dot dot? The overall total? 384. That is the information that we have so far. So the first mean Y1 dot, I'm told, is what? What is the first mean? What is the first mean for the program 1? Program 1, please. Mean, is that the mean? No, yeah, it's fine. You are right. You are right. I'm looking for the sum. I'm looking for the sum. It's 126. The second one is what? Y2 dot. Y2 dot is what? 117. And Y3 dot is what? 141. You have that information, guys. You have that information. Find the value of the treatment. What is the value of the treatment? So you go to the first total. You say 126 squared plus 117 squared plus 141 squared. Divide everything. You divide by what? A common R, because the problem is balanced. You divide by 8 minus. It's fine. I can go to the whiteboard if you want me to go to whiteboard. It's fine if you want me to go to whiteboard. I don't have a problem. SST is given by, you divide by 8, 126 squared plus 117. Follow the what? Follow the formula plus 141. Okay, thank you, Dr. Mloy. It's fine. You can talk to them, doctor. Leaders, there's my HOD who want to have a chat with you. So please, we'll have a break so that he can discuss whatever want to discuss with you. Over to you, Dr. Mloy.
All right. Good morning, students who are doing experimental and the design and the experiment and analysis of experiment. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir, we can hear you.
Yes.
Thank you so much if you can hear me. I've decided to come and talk to you based on what transpired in June when we're doing the applied linear regression, your performance was very, very bad as compared, number one, in the previous years. Number two, when we look at all statistics courses, it was the worst. About 78% of you failed that particular course, applied linear regression. And when we had a meeting with the whole department, trying to identify what could have been the cause. Remember, only 22% passed, meaning 78% who registered for the course did not pass. And remember that all the remedial was done after the first test. And when you write the second test, or when you wrote the second test, that did not improve that much. So it's my concern. I know when I speak to this group, you are doing also the other sampling. We are also doing, some of you, we are also doing operation research. That's why I've targeted this group, which was the worst performing group. So one of the factors that we identified, it was class attendance. Right now, the students who are registered for this course are 305. But when I was just looking at the attendance, less than half of you are attending. The highest number that I could see, it was 148. You can see that is less than even 300, half of 300. That was one of the causes that we have identified. And another one could have been that in the past 2 years, you are writing examination online. And the examination online is not invigilated. We're not even sure whether it is you who wrote that or you wrote it as a group. We don't know. But this was the worst student performance that I've ever seen. And I am deeply concerned that if you don't do well, number one, is going to affect your next year return to this university if you cannot do well. The unfortunate part is that it would seem that I'm addressing people who are attending. Those who are not attending, they are not here. And then when history repeats itself, we should not be surprised. Can I get some of you people telling me why 148 students are attending and the rest are not here? More than half are not here. What could be the possible reason? I want to open this thing for a discussion so that we really, really get the whole thing right. Is there any hand up at the moment? Is it Tabiso? Manyama.
Sir, how are you, sir? How are you, sir? Ish. How are you, sir? Actually,
I'm fine, and you?
I'm also good, sir. I needed to speak with you, sir, as the HOD of this module.
Can you raise your voice? I seem not to
Okay,
understand, to follow.
can you hear me now? Yes, I was saying,
Yeah, I can hear you.
sir, from first semester,
Who's speaking?
it's Manyama.
Yeah, okay, Manyam, okay.
Okay, sir, as we all witness that we are suffering academically. From my analysis, I saw that the analysis told me that we are suffering because we are being affected by a lot of issues. The issues, I can point one since we don't have time. The issue of network. Network was humbling us when we were writing quizzes, even though in previous years, when we were in our respective locations, we could pass. But when it comes to the module of applied linear regression, the time it was not enough for us to submit because some of us who want to write all the things and submit, but the network problem is facing us. Even students who are not attending are those ones who are residing outside and they're afraid that we know in this institution we have the politics and it's disturbing us mostly. So some of us we can attend here on using the lab because of whatever is happening in the atmosphere of the institution. But if and only if the HOD can allow us, even though it's us alone, we can be like all those students who are doing health science and attend here on campus. That will be appreciable by us, as actually appreciable by myself since I'm the class rep of this module.
All right. If I understand you very well. You are talking about, but the test, the examination, the test and examination, it was not online, it was venue based. I'm not sure about the quiz and the others, yeah, but in the assignment, of course, it was not venue based, but tests were venue based. In other words, you came, whether you write in TA or TC, whatever. And then I'm seeing another person says that he's talking about, but why don't you let us address me before we go into this? Why are students not attending in numbers? The very same. I'm saying out of 305, we've got 148. I'll come back to attend to this. We don't have data. 10 gigabytes is not enough. All those things. I want to get the attendance first. Let's talk about the attendance first.
Network.
Is it because of the load shedding?
Yes, sir.
And then another one says that I must be aware that some of you are still at home. But were you not repatriated? They say you must come back. Is that not true? The university said you must come back. They used the word repatriated. Let's talk about this repatriation. When people say they are still at home.
Sir, you can be repatriated, but does not guarantee that you have funding and you can stay here on campus. If you don't have money, you can stay near the floor because hunger will strike you and you won't study.
The what?
If you don't have money to pay for off-camp residence since you don't have allowances, hunger will strike you and you know if you are hungry, you can study.
Okay. Another one.
Makwelele, you can speak.
Come again?
There's a student. There's a hand up
You
here.
can speak because I cannot see.
Makwelele.
Let's try and speak. Can you speak the student that wants to?
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah, as our representative, Mr. Manyama, spoke on regarding the issue of network. So the thing which I think like is making most of the student not to attend, sir, I think it's time, sir, most of the classes, like especially for what I've find out, especially for Thursday and Friday, they were attending in the morning. And usually in campus, we are attending in the morning, which is not wrong. But I think the issue is the issue of managing the time. And also, if a student is not coping in that particular session, and especially this online is not working. So on my behalf, I suggest if whoever we have tutors, we can attend them on campus. So whatever happened before must not repeat, because some of them really want to attend, but because of certain issues, network connection, there's a lot happening. And even now you can see this second semester, some of them are not attending because of the load shedding. The electricity is going, coming back. So yeah, online actually, in fact, online is not easy, say. Yeah, we're struggling a lot. So the issue based is online. Like you teach us online, then you expect us to go and write in campus. It's something else, because when we're busy in campus attending venue based, while all of us are able to ask questions, even if we are attended as 148, are you guaranteed that all these 148 students understand what is being taught in that particular session? Because some of them are being even afraid to ask questions because it's online. But if it was venue based, I think most of them can be motivated. And the issue, we have all different issues. Some of us don't have PCs, phones, and we know this campus, but even the issue of this off-campus allowance. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Can I ask you another question? What about the tutorial? Are you able to attend the tutorials?
No.
I'm seeing another one here. Stanley Rampage, he said, yes, we are.
Sir, let us take it as an example of money. Again, all of you are getting paid here in this institution. If you can say we are going to pay you 20% of your salary, will you be able to render here on campus and say, I enjoy?
Yes, I understand what you are saying on that one. My point
Sir.
is here with you. What about the tutorials?
Sir.
Are you attending the tutorials?
Yes, we are. Some of us.
Let me ask. I'm seeing another person says that he says that he's saving data.
Sir, I don't think some of these problems mentioned here are all correct. Because if I'm saying some of these problems mentioned here, I don't think they are correct. And I'm saying this because if you check last year, if you have just said, you have just given the statistics of last year, it wasn't that bad. And when you checked everything, so why should now this year start having the problem? Because the bigger problem here is this one. In the midst of everything that we try to find as a solution, we should not forget those that we cannot all fit in the campus, and there are also those who don't have like funding at all, or maybe their allowances they don't have to stay off campus. So we can always make a means to find a place where there is network and attend, as we did last year. And as well as the time for consultation, we don't really need to be in contact with a teacher in this day of era. Since 2020, you could have seen anyone that you can email, you can send everything that you want, you can interact, and you can also check with the people who were in this class, our classmates. You can engage all WhatsApp groups, you can do everything that we want to make this work for us. There is no such a thing that we can just have to interact with the lecturer face to face. If we really want this to work for us, it will work. Thank you.
I say you are misleading us.
Come again?
I think if you were taking for yourself, it was going to be better.
Last year you wrote online, not very best.
Last year we were getting money, all of us, we were happy and we were not stressing. But when it come to this year, they reduced our money. So 1,000 is to pay accommodation, 500 is to eat. How can I cope with 500 to eat for the whole month?
So
And
is that the reason that you are not attending?
last year they were attending online and writing online.
Yeah. Now, what is your suggestion? What is the solution now? Because
solution is if you want us to attend on, sir, if you want us to attend online,
please guys,
give
if
us online examination. If you want us to write venue based, give us classes venue based. It's simple, sir. This one.
Say it again.
I'm saying, since you are saying what is the solution, I'm saying myself, I don't want online classes, but I will sacrifice. If you teach us online, let us write examination online. If you teach us venue based, we write venue based. It's fair that one.
Ernest Mudau, followed by Munyela. Mudau. Munyela.
Okay, if I may, there is also an issue with online.
I can hear you.
Majority of us always suffer through the same process. I'm saying majority of us because I'm not speaking for everyone. We have normally the time allocated during quizzes and tests is limited to the time that we require to complete the test. But we also come across problems when you have to scan and submit the work because sometimes network will be offline. And if you leave the test session to scan the document, and when you're submitting it, by the time you have to submit it, either the link had disappeared or Blackboard is not allowing you to resume because you already left the session. It has to reload. And once it reloads, then you're kicked out of the test. And that's the number one problem that most of us had to face throughout the entire time. And as for connectivity issues, I am here on campus. I've been here on campus since the beginning of the year. Majority of the issues that we is load sharing, or like the network will become very weak to the point of my even class attendance was very poor for me. Like I was unable to connect to class because of the network. The only time for me to catch up will through the night that I have left remaining to download the sessions. And once going through the sessions, it's kind of difficult for me to understand the concept because I do not have the knowledge, or rather, I do not have the, how do you call it, the free will to ask the lecturer the questions that I have during the time.
What do others say?
Let's get questions, please. Who's talking? Munyala, it's fine. Continue.
No, I think I'll end there because some of the problems that we face pass through each and every single one of us. So they're not questions, they're not statements that would be brought forward as excuses to why we were not able to attend.
Okay, sir.
You can continue.
Sir, we have illustrated all our problems, so I think the solution that will be beneficiary to everyone. We are not against the online session or anything. The matter is all about understanding. So that's the matter. So I think it's better and best if we can attend both online and on campus to cover those whom are home and also those whom are around. So I think the two can work.
Say it again. Just repeat yourself.
I'm saying the best solution is the matter is not about the matter of attending network connection or the issue. The matter on a student now is understanding, because some of us, even though we attend, it doesn't guarantee we all understand. As I said, it's the matter of understanding, because if you understand the module, you'll pass. So the best solution, I think, is I'm not against the online sessions. We can attend online, but we must also attend in campus. That will be much effective, even for those who are home, who can't be able to come to campus at this very moment.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okumele, are you the one talking?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. You can continue.
Yeah, I think the problem is not the online session or the online learning stuff. So, because the online stuff and online classes, these things are helpful because you might find out, or I missed a class, and I will go back. I will go back and then listen to the recording. So, my problem here is that